Happy Friday and welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Alex Curry, filling in for Jenny Taft. On today's show, is Jalen Ramsey out of bounds saying Gronk is overrated? Plus, Rob Parker breaks down why he thinks this could be Jim Harbaugh's last season at Michigan. And could the Cowboys be a surprise playoff team this season? Skip, Shannon, let's get to it. Jalen Ramsey called out basically every starting quarterback earlier this month, and now he unloaded again. Rob Gronkowski might be the best tight end in the NFL, but Ramsey doesn't think very highly of him. He told ESPN magazine that Gronk did, quote, literally nothing when the Jags played the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. Gronk only had one catch in that game, but he left before halftime because of a concussion. Ramsey added, quote, I don't think Gronk's good. Let me say, I don't think Gronk is as great as people think he is. Anytime Gronk has been matched up with a corner, he's had a very bad game, and that corner has had a very good game. Tom could take me as a receiver, and I'd be a first-team All-Pro. We are joined by former defensive coordinator Rob Ryan. Rob, Is there any truth to Ramsey's comment about Gronk?
First of all, can I say Tom Coughlin's just got to be going crazy with this. He's got to be going nuts. Well, like he really does. And but no, this guy, I don't know why he thinks he has to be Richard Sherman all of a sudden. Like, he is a fantastic talent.
He is.
You know, he's saying, like, corners can cover Gronkowski. Trust me, we've tried that when I've been coaching against him. It doesn't work. He just knocks him around, catches the ball. I mean, he's fantastic. You know, now the difference is Ramsey's not your typical corner. Look, the kid started at safety in college. He started at corner. You know, if there's anybody that could match up possibly against Gronkowski, it would be him. Right. But he's not the typical guy. He's an all-pro corner. But, God, this guy, he's so off base on so many things. You know, he makes comments about quarterbacks he's never seen play. He makes comments, you know, this kid here, this guy, I agree with you. You know, he's one of the best tight ends in football ever. You know, and you know, he's like Bavaro when he blocks. He's like Sharp when he catches the ball. I mean, you know,
like Sharp.
Like, yeah. I mean, no, trust me, he was the man.
I put it on.
Yeah, he was the man. There's no question.
That's way before my time.
But I don't know about this guy. You know.
So when you and Rex were in Buffalo, and you had Stephon Gilmore, who's another bigger corner, right? He's 6'1", 200.
Yep.
Did you ever just stick him on Gronk for various plays and just say, you got Gronk?
No, but we probably should have after the results. No, but, you know, we shut out New England when they had Brissett at quarterback. There's a little difference when Brady's out there. But this guy, you always double him. You know, you lean the coverage to him. You load zones to take him away.
Who would usually double him? Safety linebacker or?
Yeah, safety linebacker with safety on top. Because he can – the bad thing about Gronkowski, he runs so well. So he's not just going to push you off and beat you underneath. He can beat you deep.
Right.
You know, so and it's uncanny the way he goes up for the football. Like, he goes after that football on the deep ball like great receivers do. You know, they throw a jump ball up there to my guy Des Bryant. He's going to go catch it most of the time. So is Gronkowski. I mean, he's got those long arms, and long arms are valuable in the National Football League. They really are. And Brady and him have such a great connection. You know, it's not just a red zone connection; it's an all over the field connection. So he's a special talent. There's no question. And Ramsey's completely off base like he usually is.
Yeah, as I said before, Skip, Ramsey got to miss me. He's on his own on this one. He can plant his flag on that one and says, you know what, Gronk is not as good, or let me take that back, he's not as great as everybody thinks he is. He can plant his flag on that and that soil, and he can live there by himself. But I want no parts of that because Gronk is great. He's historically great. His numbers says he's great. And the only knock against Gronk, if you want to have a knock, is that he's injury prone. For the simple fact, Skip, the only way you can bring him down is to hit him in his knees and ankles. He's 6'6", 270 plus pounds. He can run. He's great. Get the hands like like a first baseman's mitt. He can run after the catch. As Rob said, he can block, inline block. They move him around. They put him in motion. They line him up at the in-line of scrimmage. They put him in the slot. They put him out wide. And Skip, they run him on the slant. They run him on go routes. They let him slow go, which is a slant and go. He does it all. Ramsey's looking at it like, but he couldn't do that to me if I had to guard him for 16 games. Probably not. You're 6'2", 210, and you're going to play him a lot of different ways. You might quick jam him where you can back up out of there. You might press bail him. You might do a lot of different things. But everybody's not blessed with that ability, Skip. It's like, well, you know what? I don't think this guy, Von Miller's really that good. Okay, you might have a great one game against him. But ask the other. He got 80 sacks in about 7-8 years. They doing something right. That man got 75 touchdowns. And wonder what he got in all the games that he's missed. Imagine how many touchdowns he would have. If he had played if he could stay healthy. But he can't for the simple fact he's so big, and the only way you can tackle him is to hit him in his knee or hit him in his ankle. But Rob Gronkowski is great.
So, Coach Rob, the reason I loved what Jalen Ramsey said about this situation is that this man continues to try to tell me that Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady. And I think that's a blasphemous statement.
Yes.
And Jalen Ramsey just closed the case for Tom Brady. I just keep telling you, this is like Tom Brady's the sun, and I'll give you Aaron Rodgers is the moon, but we can put a man on the moon. It's not that big a deal. You know, it's not that far away. But this other guy is the sun, and he can take just about anybody and make them look like a star. And I think Tom Brady has made Rob Gronkowski look even better than he should look.
Okay, yeah.
Like if you put Rob Gronkowski elsewhere, he wouldn't look like this.
Okay. How about this here? Like Nicole Murphy. She's a beautiful lady. Little makeup. Over the top. Okay, Gronk, great. Little makeup Tom Brady, over the top. What's wrong with that, Skip?
Yeah, but he's taken little Danny Amendola, who
Jalen
dismissed as terrible. He called him terrible. Danny Amendola's not terrible,
No, he's not.
But he was, once upon a time, an undrafted free agent out of Texas Tech who ran a 4.7 40.
Yeah.
With Tom Brady, he's a star, right? Now, with Miami this coming year, I don't know what he's...
Rob, how can you be terrible when there's only 1,600 people in the world of 7 billion do what you do?
Right. I mean,
that's terrible. 1,700. There's 1,600 guys. 32 on 46. 1,500 that do what these. There are no terrible players. There are some better than others, and there are some better than those. But to say I'm terrible, come on now.
Okay.
Right. You know, and you know, isn't this the guy that scored 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns against Jacksonville?
Right.
How bad are his teammates?
That is correct.
You know, I mean,
right,
look,
so they terrible.
Amendola's always been a crafty guy in the slot, works his way open, and he's way more productive than you want him to be.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. This guy just throws out things left and right, just trying to stir people up. Richard Sherman talked a lot, but Richard Sherman had a lot more intelligent things to say than this guy. This guy's just throwing it out there, but he's a tremendous football player, but he needs to stick to playing football and may go upstairs and talk to Tom Coughlin soon. I'm thinking that's coming. That's got to be coming, right, doesn't it? I don't know if they'll listen.
I understand that perspective, but all I hear from across the table is that Rob Gronkowski makes Tom Brady. You have said he is the biggest receiving threat in all of pro football. All of pro football, and Jalen's saying, well, let me have him and I'll take him out of the game, or let any bigger corner or good corner take him. And he's saying everybody missed the boat on strategy. He's saying all their analytics and metrics told them, just put a corner on him and he'll have, to quote Jalen, a very bad game. And he caught one ball in.
What I said is that Tom Brady's numbers are better with Gronk than without. Tom Brady won 3 Super Bowls without Rob Gronkowski. He went to 4 without Rob Gronkowski. He won another when Rob Gronkowski was playing, although he was injured. So he beat Atlanta Falcons without a Rob Gronkowski.
Well, think about that. Say that again. So for the last 8 games of that season, he had no Gronkowski.
No Gronk.
He's got a lot of little Edelmans and Hogans and Amendolas running around, running a little option route.
Right.
And he threw in the fourth quarter and overtime against Atlanta, coming from 28-3 down. He throws for 246 yards, fourth quarter and overtime with no Rob Gronkowski.
Okay.
That's extraordinary. That's off the charts. We've never seen anything like that.
But that doesn't mean that Gronk isn't great because Brady is. 2 things can be true. Gronk can be great, and Brady can be great.
Sure.
This just so happens, Skip, they play together.
Then it happens again against Saxonville. This was the hottest defense in pro football. Saxonville is up 20-10 early in the fourth quarter, and there's no Rob Gronkowski. And let's accept for a second what he said. Danny Amendola's terrible. Well, Tom Brady took Danny Amendola and threw 5 balls that he caught for 56 yards and 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, just in the fourth quarter. And he's hitting various Philip Dorsetts, like what are you doing? Like, how do you do this?
Yeah, it's crazy. Ramsey's crazy, and that wasn't the hottest defense in football in the postseason. I mean, Roethlisberger threw for about 500 yards against him too. Yeah. So, look, I think it'll be interesting to see how he does if he ever is matched up on Gronkowski for a long term.
Right.
He's got the size and all that, but I'll still bet on Gronkowski because he's sneaky at separation. He gets more separation than any tight end in football. If you're close, he's going to push you off. If you're not, he's got the reach. So, I mean, he's going to have separation. But, I'm just disappointed in this guy. Like, all of a sudden, he was such a great player early. Why the heck's he talking so much? I don't know.
Skip, because, Brady.
They know you're great. Be
Brady's
quiet.
great.
Okay, so Jalen concludes, Tom could take me as a receiver, and I'd be first-team All-Pro. Well, he is an extraordinary athlete, but that's a mouthful.
Well, he doesn't mean right now. He would have to have focused on being a wide receiver like he did playing defensive back, because I believe, with his size and his athleticism, he could have played receiver, but not now. He couldn't go play. He might catch 20 balls because he doesn't know how to get off press, Skip.
Well, Tom would teach him quickly. He would. He'd stay after practice with him.
That's an art, Skip. That's an art.
He would.
Okay.
See, Rob's having a hard time because.
No, I love Brady. Believe me, I've been around.
Brady bedeviled you.
Yeah,
why do you
but
do
they
that?
also won 2 Super Bowls with him. So I mean,
you did.
I love how Brady makes himself great. He makes his teammates great.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that he doesn't have great teammates.
Thank you.
I mean, he's had some great teammates before, and this is, to me, is the best.
Yeah,
the best one.
See what you try to do?
Gronkowski is outstanding.
You try to minimize me. You try to make it seem it was all John, like I was some slaw. You try to make it seem like I was some cold slaw and John Elway.
Well, you were like sweet slaw, right?
No.
I'll give you that, not sour slaw, right?
I was a good talent.
Yeah.
He helps, Skip. It helps to have a great player.
You went along for a great ride. I told you.
What you mean a great ride?
Terrell Davis,
he had 2,000-yard rushing seasons. That's it.
Ooh.
I know he had 2,000 in 1 year, but only
That'll work.
He had
2,000-yard rushing.
Who you think blocked? Huh? Who you think blocked?
I'm told you didn't block at all.
Don't read that. They told you a lie.
Told me a lie.
Yep. Next time you talk to him, say Shannon, say you
really?
lie.
Well, the Cowboys told me you ran 4.840 when they timed you.
That's because they never went to the school.
Exactly. Ask the Cowboys what I did
this
to him.
was at Savannah State.
Ask the Cowboys.
I think John Wooten timed him in 4.8.
Ask the Cowboys.
I don't think John Wooten would miss a time like that.
No, he wouldn't.
Ask the Cowboys what I did to him the last 2 times I played them.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, who was their quarterback?
I'm talking about the defense. That's what you need to worry about. I couldn't run, remember?
Yeah. Well, what did you do? You probably know each.
I don't know what I did. Like 5 for a buckle, 5.
Was that
tub,
it?
6 for like 96 and 2 tubs. I don't know. I mean, that was a long time ago, Skip. That was so long. My memory's foggy.
Really?
Cooked them, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
What year was this?
98. We had them 35 to like 14 at the half, and Mike said, Shannon, that's
who was it? Like Quincy Carter at quarterback?
I don't know. Troy.
Was Troy?
Troy, Emmett, playmaker. Ask them. They had prime. Really? Gave it to him. That thing was ugly.
As I said earlier, it's not the first time, but Ramsey's putting a target.
Oh, yeah, people going to be watching. I'm going to be watching.
It's going to be fun.
He better not give up no tubs.
Well, opening day, he's got Odell. So
all right, the calendar.
Odell got to earn that money. Get him. I'm going to be watching.
No mercy.
Now, the Cowboys are limping into the regular season after last night's loss to the Texans. Dallas committed 2 more turnovers last night after turning it over 8 times against the Cardinals. The Cowboys went 0-4 this preseason with Dak Prescott only playing 2 games and Ezekiel Elliott not playing at all. We are joined once again by Rob Ryan. Rob, what's your gut feeling on the Cowboys' record this season?
Well, I mean, it's tough. There's so many things to consider when you're making a prediction. I'll say 10-6, but I love the way their schedule starts early. They're going to get off to a great start.
Really, and then Carolina's not.
Yeah, but then there's like 4 or 5 games that are really nice. So, the biggest thing is you worry about the health of the offensive line, and this is their strength of their team. But if they're not all playing, fully, they're not healthy, that could hurt them because Elliott, everybody knows they're going to run the football. Mm-hmm. You have no one to throw to. So, and I worry about their passing game. You can't replace 2 potential Hall of Fame football players in your passing game and just say, oh, we're going to be better. I don't think so. And they got to prove that they can be better. And I like Dak Prescott. I know he holds on to the football. He's not going to make the bad play. And that's a good thing, especially with the running attack they'll have. But, their defense, I still think they're a safety away from being a great defense. And, so it remains to be seen. I think they'll win 10 games, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs because I think it's going to take more than that in the NFC.
Now, a couple of days ago, you were pretty down on Dallas.
You down?
I am.
No playoffs.
I am.
10-6 is not down.
We do playoffs here.
Yeah, but I don't think. I mean, this isn't an 8-8 football team by any stretch. I think they've got a lot of talent, but I am a little down on them. I don't think they'll be as good as last year's team. If last year's team didn't have to face the distraction of Elliott every week, they would have been a playoff team. I really believe that. So I don't think they're going to be quite as good as they were last year. The record is, again, 9-7, 10-6. It doesn't matter to me. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, and it's because of the lack of a passing game.
9-7. Where is the improvement? You lose Dez, who do you replace him with?
Well, they went 9-7 last year.
Okay, so where's the improvement?
Well, what if you have the Ezekiel Elliott for 16 games instead of 10?
That's why you go 9-7. Because you don't have Jason Witten.
What if you have Sean Lee for 16 games instead of 10?
When have you last time you had Sean Lee for 16 games?
They win 11 then.
Okay.
I don't think they will.
When was the last time you had Sean Lee for 11 games?
Maybe there's a first time for everything.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, you keep trying to speak all this stuff in existence instead of just going by what the numbers say. Look, I give you,
history would say no.
I just don't get how you're going to play your quarterback 18 snaps in the preseason. Left tackle, center, and right guard. Right guard plays one game, and center doesn't play a game. Probably not going to see him for a while. Left tackle doesn't play a game. Zeke doesn't play a game. Dak throws 18 passes. With all these new receivers, how are you going to get chemistry? So you're just going to hit the ground running. Whoa, we ready. We off and rolling.
21 will hit the ground running.
That
might be enough.
You're not going to.
The days of running yourself to a Super Bowl, those days are over.
Maybe it's a new day.
No. You gotta be able to throw the ball down the field. Not that dinking and dunking. Not that dinking and dacking. You gotta throw the ball down the field, Skip Bayless, and I haven't seen your guys do it.
The old philosophy of running the football and playing great defense still wins. But I'm not so sure that defense is as good as advertised right now.
Are they good at Jacksonville?
Because the safety play, if you just look at them talent-wise, they're missing a piece. Now, we all know where that piece is, but they're missing one.
Jerry Jones is going to go get Earl Thomas.
I agree.
He is. He's
Jerry,
going to go get him.
It's going to take.
He's going to wait until 0 hour until Seattle blinks.
I think
Seattle will blink because they don't want Earl Thomas. They want, I don't know what, a 1 maybe. They're saying we want a 1 because they think Jerry's desperate because 2 of the safeties are down right now.
Right.
Xavier Woods has I think it's a torn hamstring. Kayvon Frazier's got he dislocated his shoulder. He's wearing a sling on the sideline last night. That's no good.
Jeff Heath.
Jeff Heath. He's one of those overachiever, great kids that you love to coach, and then on Sunday you don't love him in your lineup.
He's a guy that plays.
He's
one of the guys that practice really well,
Yep.
and you're like, man, we got to give him some reps, and then you put him in the game, and you know what's going to happen, Rob.
Yeah,
he's a great kid.
Yeah,
he's a great
probably
kid.
a smart
them the
kid
guys that get
and all
coaching
that.
cut.
Yeah.
Them great kids, Rob, they get you cut, don't they, Rob?
They do. Yeah.
So, I think that Earl Thomas is the Super Bowl piece for this defense because other than that, Jalen Smith, I think he can make the Pro Bowl. He is flashing like Jalen Smith at Notre Dame. Yeah. He is all the way back. I know what you think of Sean Lee because I think that much of Sean Lee. And all of a sudden, that pass rush, it is deep and loaded because even last night, I'm looking at Charles Tapper and Coney Ealy. They're going to be like 6th and 7th on the defensive end depth chart. They were wreaking havoc last night. It's deep, man. You're underestimating what's coming.
Skip, think about it. Carolina got off Coney Ealy. The Giants, the Patriots, the Jets. What's going on, Skip? And now all of a sudden you like him. Now, Coach
I'm just saying he's depth. They got quality depth.
Oh, we know
hellacious depth.
If Carolina wins the Super Bowl, he's the MVP. 3 sacks, forced fumble, interception.
Yeah.
What happened?
then I'm saying the whole receiving corps is being underestimated.
No, they're not.
And underrated. Beautifully underrated, in my view, because there's a lot of potential there. That kid, Lance Lenore, last night, he caught 9 balls for 69 yards.
Against guys that's going to be coaching and grad
I got
assistants
it, but
in
if
a week.
you have to eye test it, and Dak likes him. He was lighting up camp.
Dak wasn't throwing to him.
Tavon Austin was the breakout star of camp. I'm just saying, you're underestimating what he can do. If you split him out, don't put him in the backfield and dink and dunk to him. Split him out, let him be a wideout.
But Tavon Austin, you're talking about a guy, a fifth-year vet, and he's the star of a training camp. Really?
People make mistakes in this league. Maybe the Rams made a big mistake. Because once upon a time, he was a high pick.
Yeah,
he was a high pick.
I like Austin. Austin's a problem because he's so quick.
Yeah.
You can put him all over the place. You know, he's like a Percy Harvin. I mean, you know, he's tough, but it's just the outside receivers scare nobody. And I think, and I know Elliott's run against an 8-man box his whole life, so that's not going to be anything new. If they can get the offensive line healthy, they'll do things. I'm worried about him being banged up. Like that's the
they got no depth.
Part. They got the center who's you know without a match. Like that guy is fantastic, Frederick. But if he's out for the year, you know now what do you?
They got a quality backup.
So,
Joe Looney's not bad.
Yeah, he's
I'm not
pretty
saying
good backup,
I'm
right?
not saying he's this guy.
You know, but these guys, they're exceptional players. Smith, you saw when he went out.
Okay, but they got Cameron Fleming from Tom Brady's team.
That was a smart move.
He's pretty good.
You're not no good, Skip. You saw they getting pressure on him. He's more of a right tackle than a left tackle. Okay. And it's hard.
He's better than Chaz Green. Seriously.
I'm better than Chaz Green.
You might be. I mean, that was a nightmare disaster.
Right. He doesn't have the feet to kick. And the thing is, you got to be able to kick out the people. And he just opens the door and they just run in his house and get his quarterback. But you have no depth on the offensive line, as Rob said.
I just gave you depth.
Those outside guys, Skip. They're like.
But that depth might be playing though. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
That's the thing. Your depth is going to be playing that back. Now, you know Tyron Smith got that back, Skip, and we've seen that back flare up with greater regularity. Now, Zach Martin's got a knee. How healthy is that knee? You limp into the season, you normally limp out of the season.
All right. Have you forgotten that little kid, Cole Beasley, and what he used to do 2 years ago? Caught 75 balls.
And then what happened last year? What happened last year?
Dez Bryant happened last year.
How did Dez wasn't throwing him the ball?
Yeah, but they were throwing the ball to Dez, and he was dropping most of them.
Cole Beasley had a lot of drops too, Skip, now.
Okay. He went from 75 catches to 36 catches. That will change dramatically.
I don't know why he dropped so much, because Dak was just throwing the ball. You know, Dak be fishing around the edge. He ain't no long caster like me.
Well,
Aaron Rodgers, they threw the ball way out there.
When the coverage, was doubling Dez, Cole Beasley was beating one-on-one because he's going to.
And then all of a sudden, Dez is singled, and the read is throw it to 88, throw it to 88. 88's dropping it. 88 can't get open.
And what about Ford missed some of those reads? What about him throwing the ball high, throwing the ball low? It wasn't all on Dez, not Skip.
He had the 4th best QBR in pro football last
year. So that wasn't the best. Walk it to him had the best.
He did. And now he's limping to him.
No. He'll be back Thursday.
Is he in that conference?
Yeah.
Is he going to play?
Yep.
Oh, is he?
I tell you what, he'll be able to play by the time they play Dallas, which will be November the 11th, Sunday night.
Yeah. Where's that game?
At Philly.
Okay.
The only thing with Philly, I think they're going to miss DiFilippo. He's the guy they wanted to keep for offensive coordinator, and he left to go to Minnesota. So that's been a problem. But they've got so many weapons coming back to them. I still think you get Wentz back. Man, he was looking so good last year.
Depth on that defensive line. Nada and Bennett and Cox and Graham and
They're
Long.
Good. They're really good, but they got a quarterback quandary.
We ain't got no quarterback quandary.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, you know who's going out there Thursday.
Who's the quarterback for the New York Giants?
Eli.
Yep, that's a problem.
I don't know.
And who's the running back for the Washington Redskins? I know I'm putting you in a bad spot to say this, but it's that guy. Yeah, really?
Well, you like Alex Smith, so he should be.
I mean, he's pretty good. He's better than Kirk Cousins.
Smith.
No, he's not. Check down Alex. It's not better than Kirk Cousins.
But they're not better than Dallas. So we got this. We're going to win this division.
No, you're not.
I got it 10-6 right now, but
no, you're not.
When Earl Thomas arrives,
you only think you think the Eagles are going to go what 9-7?
It's hard, man. This is a hard conference. Whew.
So, Rob, back to our original question. If they get Earl Thomas, does your 10-6 record change?
Yeah. Absolutely.
What's it going to be?
I think they'll make the playoffs and go 11-5 or 12-4.
12-4.
All right, you guys are on the
Ball
same page.
game.
Earl Thomas is a difference maker.
Yes, he is.
He is.
Here we go.
But he's going to stay in Seattle.
Nope. You know what's
It's going to go down to the wire, as you said. Rob, thank you so much for joining us.
No mercy.
We already know Baker Mayfield will not be the Browns starter when the regular season begins next week, but he made the most out of his start last night. Baker completed a 41-yard pass on the first play from scrimmage and led the team to their scoring drives their first 3 possessions. He finished 9 for 16 for 138 yards in the Browns win. Take a listen to Hugh Jackson and Baker after the game.
Very happy, as much playing time as I can get. But I think I've done things that I wanted to do in preseason. There's obviously things I'd wanted to change, but that's why you live and you learn. You get to watch the film, and I think, if I had the chance to go up and have some of those opportunities back, I'd do it differently. And that's what you want to see. You want to see growth. You want to see the learning part of it. Wanted to see the game slow down, and it did. So I'm happy with how it's gone, and I'm just excited that now it's about to be for the real thing.
I wanted him to play a half because I think he needs to. He needs all that experience that he can get. And I think we've done that part really well this preseason. I think he understands what the National Football League is and what he needs to do and how much better he needs to keep how much harder he needs to keep working to get to where he needs to be.
So, Skip, did last night change your view on Baker at all?
Yeah, it did. I watched every snap of the first half of that game, and when we hit halftime, I was sick at my stomach.
Why?
Because this is a crime that he is not going to start game 1 for the Cleveland Browns, and you know it's a crime. I can see it in your eyes.
It isn't no crime.
This is just so wrong, and this is nothing against Tyrod Taylor, but I have now eye-tested 4 preseason games featuring Baker Mayfield. And while Tyrod has played very well, it's painfully clear. My eye test is screaming to me and screamed to me last night. He's just better than Tyrod. He has a better arm than Tyrod. Tyrod's dink and dunk rod. He doesn't have a big arm. He's a soft armor. Baker's got a live whip of an arm. He's got a quicker release than Tyrod does. And I got to tell you, this kid is deadly accurate, moving or stationary. And he had 2 throws last night. He could have had 200 yards passing in the first half, but he had 2 big drops, if we could just quickly see those, because he was throwing bullets all over the field. But he throws one early to Derek Willis, that kid out of Texas Tech, down near the goal line. Tell me this ball shouldn't have been caught. No. Goes right through his hands. Come on.
Let me see.
Look at this. This is a rope. You got to catch that. It's right in his hands.
Yeah.
Come on, you got to catch that one. Then
you worried about the hit, Skip.
Then Devin Kajus has become a star of Hard Knocks, and he had a couple of big catches early. Got to catch that one, Derek. And here's Kajus drop. This is another big drop. Check this throw. There's 30 more yards. So I'm talking about you could add 200. He just turned. He was going to run with the ball before. Okay. I got it. But look, as mobile as Tyrod is, Shaken Baker is even, he has even more escapability in the pocket. He's awing me with how he slips out of sacks. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this.
You have.
And then Baker Mayfield, I know he's been playing with only second and third teamers because they're trying to protect Tyrod from the inevitable.
They're trying to protect him. Stop it,
But even with the second and third teamers, he just goes out there with a chip on his shoulder and he competes. He battles. He fights. He energizes and electrifies the huddle in the formation, in the sidelines. Everybody's kind of up on their toes when Baker's in there because they know something's going to happen because he's a big play maker. Tyrod tries little throws. Baker tries big throws. And I'm going to drive this point home. He's a low-risk taker. I've never seen anything quite like that because he's a careful gambler. He'll hang in the pocket and try one downfield, and you'll say, uh-oh. And he doesn't throw interceptions. He threw one in the preseason against the Eagles in the previous game.
How many Tyrod throw?
Well, okay, he didn't throw any that I can remember, but I'm just saying he's dink and dunk rod though. It's all. Well, remember against the Eagles, he averaged 4.1 yards per attempt. Yeah, that's pathetic.
You remember against the Eagles, against the number 1 defense, how Baker looked?
I thought the rocket he threw on 3rd and long.
Skip, you talking about one throw. He had an opportunity. That's what he's talking about. You heard his press conference.
I thought he was really good.
He talked about how there's some things he would like to do differently, and he could do it over.
So the one interception he threw against the Eagles, Again, I didn't get to see it until later when I'm really checking it out, and his receiver gets knocked off his route, and Baker just throws it to the spot.
Throws it blind, yeah.
Yeah, throws it blind, and it gets picked and almost returned for a touchdown. Or did it get returned? I can't remember. I think they knocked him out of bounds.
Yeah, they knocked him out of bounds.
But the point is that Baker Mayfield last year at the University of Oklahoma had 43 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, and back-to-back years he led the nation in QBR. So he's very efficient and careful with the football. He's not a turnover machine like Sam Darnold was in college. So, and by the way, speaking of Sam Darnold, the odds came out for Rookie of the Year, and of course it's he and Saquon 1-2-2-1.
Not Baker.
And guess who it would be? Baker would run away with Rookie of the Year if he were starting game 1. You know it, and I definitely know it. He's got the it factor, and the Browns could be the it team if they would just close their eyes and do what everybody wants.
The backup job. He got it. It's he. Yeah, that's he.
Really? Yep. Well, good luck to the Browns because they're not going to be the it team with Tyrod out there game managing.
What's going on with you?
He's a game manager, and he's a really good game manager, but this kid takes you up over the top.
This is unnecessary, Skip, that you taking shots at Tyrod Taylor.
I'm not taking shots.
First of all, you are talking about Baker Mayfield, who's the #1 pick in the draft. And he's going against guys, Skip, a lot of these guys that he's playing against. Can you tell the people at home where they're going to be tonight, tomorrow? Not in the NFL. So I expected him to play well. He didn't do anything. Now, I would have been really worried had the #1 overall pick going against 2s and 3s not played well.
How many #1 overalls get thrown in with the 2s and 3s and just they're like they're not into it? Like, this is beneath my dignity. I'm the first overall pick. Does he do that?
No, he shouldn't.
He competes.
Well, you got to.
He operates.
He's trying to win the job, so he has to show.
He won the job on the field.
No, he didn't.
Well, he should have.
No, he did not. Skip. He needed to steal. Look, he had a golden opportunity. Tyrod goes down against Philly, hurts his thumb. Baker comes in. That was his opportunity.
Pinky, yeah.
His pinky, excuse me. Sorry, you're right. Pinky dislocated his pinky. That was his golden opportunity to say, okay, now is my time to shine.
Well, it's 3rd and 9. He throws a rocket into the flat, and even you said it was a good throw. And then later in the game, he throws another rocket, and you said that's even better than the first one.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
That's 2 throws.
Yeah. These are big-time NFL pro football throws. Tyrod
didn't make none of those, huh?
Oh, come on. Please.
Tyrod's
really good. He's a stable, solid veteran.
That's what we need. We need to get up to it.
We?
Yeah, we need to get up to it.
Who's we?
Tyrod is you. They need to get up to a smooth start. Skip, you and I both know Hugh can ill afford to go 0-3, 0-4. Because if he does, he's not going to be in that job.
Why do you think of it upside down negatively? You think of worst case scenario. I'm thinking of best case. Baker Mayfield's not going to go 0-4. He's going to make your ceiling higher in the first 4 games than Tyrod will make it. He's ready to play in the NFL. Nothing bothers him.
Hugh Jackson
you see him sweat? You see him lose his poise?
Hugh Jackson wants to be around to coach Baker Mayfield. He knows
I think he wants to be around so he can buy a whole year until the Baker era starts.
Nah, he can't buy no whole year.
Yeah. Keep him on ice. I think John Dorsey's complicit here. I think they're both saying, let's keep the kid on ice for a year, and then nobody can put us on the hot seat.
John Dorsey just gotten the job.
Okay, I'm just saying, by a year. We'll just keep him on the bench.
You honestly believe that, Skip?
I do.
Cleveland had
because they never even gave him a chance to win the job. Did they ever give him any first-team reps to start a game? Usually it's kind of a 50-50.
No.
Well, you sound just like Hugh Jackson.
No.
No,
that's not how they do it, Skip. You know that. You know that.
Well, no, that's not. Sam Darnold got his shot.
Sam Darnold got it in. Shine.
Okay, better team, Jets or Cleveland? Well, going into the year, going into camp, you'd say the Jets are better than Cleveland, right?
But I believe Teddy Bridgewater outperformed Sam Darnold.
He definitely did.
But here's the thing. He has a $5 million salary, and Josh McCown, I think, has $10 million. You're not keeping 2 backups on the roster at $15 million, Skip. Now you trade Teddy Bridgewater, you get something in return for him, and now you still have Josh McCown, the old head, the vet.
Okay.
Now, I don't know why they didn't try to trade Josh McCown. Teddy Bridgewater at least has taken the team to the playoffs.
I don't think Josh has much trade value at his age. What is he, 39 or whatever?
He's got to be. Well, he came in the league in 2002, so I don't think he came out early. So he's at least 22. So what? Yeah, he's probably 30, 38, 39.
You don't think Todd 39? Okay. You don't think Todd Bowles is on the hot seat this year?
Yeah.
Is his seat just as hot as?
No, they ain't that hot.
I don't know, man.
No.
In New York?
No. Hugh Jackson got like fried ghost chili hot.
Really?
Yeah. Well, 1 million on the Scoville meter.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then what's Todd Bowles?
Todd like a habanero pepper.
Habanero?
Yeah, one of them.
I think we got
one of them.
You know what? I think we got a couple of Jets fans in the control room that would vehemently disagree with your assessment.
Man, Healy and Witt just wanted to win like 3 or 4 games. They'll be happy.
How many years does Todd Bowles get?
They win 8 games. Healy might not even produce the show for a month.
I know. Well, that's true. That's fine. Well, good luck with that. Because you might be looking at 0-16 with Sam Darnold, right?
Oh, no.
Well, they're risking.
But Tyrod gonna have him right.
Tyrod, right?
Cleveland, right?
Yeah, you admitted to me yesterday, right here on the show, on national TV live.
What did I admit?
You admitted that, by midseason, Baker will be playing. Well, that means that you don't trust Tyrod to have a big, successful year.
Skip, there have been you remember in Denver, Jake Plummer was the quarterback, and they were like 7-4, but they weren't playing as well as they thought they should be playing. Mike Shannon, who was the coach at the time, thought they should have been playing. And remember what he did? What did he do, Skip? He inserted Jay Cutler with a 7-4 record because he's like, you know what? I've seen enough. Yeah, we're 7-4, but we're not progressing like I think we should. I believe that's probably what's going to happen with Tyrod.
Who picked Jay Cutler in the draft?
Mike.
And what did he do to get him?
He moved up.
Traded up to get him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, so he's putting his pride and ego and reputation on the line because he's running the draft.
Well, Hugh Jackson put his pride on the line. He wanted Baker.
I don't think he wanted Baker.
Even after he saw Sam Darnold, and I told you Sam Darnold was in the rain. I'm talking that was a monsoon.
I know.
Category 4, he's whipping it like that. Had the owner up in the stands with an umbrella, watching him throw the ball.
I think only John Dorsey wanted him. And now I'm not sure John Dorsey does want him. I don't know after that parody video that he did.
You said
Baker said he hated it. So
how Baker know?
I guess he told him. He didn't like it.
He was laughing. It looked like he enjoyed it.
I didn't
thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think he was sort of forcing a little laughter to look like he was participating.
Talking about this a crime.
No mercy.
One of the biggest games of college football's opening weekend will be tomorrow night in South Bend when Notre Dame hosts Michigan. Jim Harbaugh has been under fire after going 8-5 last year. In 3 seasons at Michigan, Harbaugh has yet to make it to a Big Ten championship game. And he's just 1-5 against his 2 biggest rivals, Michigan State and Ohio State. We are joined by Rob Parker, who covered Michigan football for a long time. So, will Jim Harbaugh save his job or lose his job this season?
I think he'll quit his job and go to the NFL after it's all over.
Really?
I do. I just think that's where he'll wind up back when he realizes he can't get it done. If Michigan fans are being honest, Jim Harbaugh is like a pizza delivery man who hasn't delivered. He just hasn't.
And you just called him a pizza delivery.
Yes, and because he makes too much dough as well. Like that. He's the 3rd highest paid coach.
3rd.
Right? Urban Meyer makes less than him. And when you look at the top 4 guys in earnings, the other 3 have all gone to the playoffs and have all won a national championship. The only guy who hasn't done it is Jim Harbaugh. And look at this. The coach before, Brady Hoke, right? People didn't like him. He didn't get the job done. They even nicknamed him Brady Joke on the sports talk radio in Detroit. His record after his first 3 years, 26-13. Harbaugh, 28-11. Brady Hoke was 2-4 against the rivals Ohio State and Michigan State, and Harbaugh's 1-5. So all across the board, he just has not gotten it done. And the thing that bothers people at Michigan, he's supposed to be the quarterback guy, right? He's the one who identified Kaepernick and moved him to the head of the class. Andrew Luck.
Josh Johnson at San Diego,
right?
Skip.
All of that, Skip. And at Michigan, he hasn't been able to get a quarterback, his own quarterback. So that's been a problem. Until this year, they believe he has the guy. Okay, you just put your hands up.
That little
no,
detail
I just put it out there that this year they believe.
This is about now.
This is 4 years, though. But after 3 years, Urban Meyer won a national championship when he got to Ohio State in his first 3 years. His record, his first 3 years, was 38-3. 38-3. Jim Harbaugh just has not gotten it done in Michigan. And I don't believe it's going to get done. Here's the other thing, Shannon. Michigan is the most overrated college football program in the history of the United States.
Skip knows that.
How many championships, Shannon? One mythical national championship in 1997 shared with Nebraska. Just one.
Okay.
In the storied history. So now you're going to tell me that Jim Harbaugh, who is
the savior.
Is the savior and is going to win a national championship when this guy hasn't even won the Big Ten. He hasn't done anything since he's been there.
I know, but we're talking about now.
No, I'm just giving you leading up to now.
So
there's no reason to believe
the present.
Okay, how about this, Skip? He has his quarterback now, Shea Patterson. He said, with Jim, he had top 3 defenses all since he's been there. He said, if I'd have just had me a quarterback, it'd have been different.
Yep.
Okay, he has his quarterback.
Okay.
But Skip, let me tell you something. They play 5 teams that's ranked in the top 12.
I told you that the other day.
Toughest schedule.
It's the toughest schedule in the nation.
Three of them on the road.
You know what? This is a great way to go win a national championship.
Skip, did you know he's never beaten a top 25 team on the road?
Yeah.
0-6.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What did he do as the 49ers coach?
No, that
Wait,
you just said that.
Oh, no, I don't get to use history. I'm out. I can't use
pass
history.
as a precursor of the future. Is that what you do?
When I just said that, he's telling me, you just told me I can't use the pass.
3 straight NFC championship games, like out of the box, boom, boom, boom. That's unheard of.
That's old
One
news.
Super Bowl that you should have won.
He didn't
you got
win.
robbed at the end of the game.
But here's the biggest thing, Skip. You know this, and you've been around. I don't know how much you've been around him, but he grinds people. He wears them.
He does.
And he hadn't been any place longer than 4 years.
Yep.
This will be his 4th year.
Yep.
He's a grind. It gets to be tedious coming to work. And that's what started to happen in San Francisco. That's why it started to unravel, because he starts to grind on people. And now, kids put up with it, Skip, because they look at Michigan as a means to the end. The end is the NFL, but the means in which I got to get there is that I'm going to Michigan.
And they have no choice once they're committed to Michigan.
Exactly. But no, Skip, you know good well. After what they, Coach Meyer will have convinced his kids that they tried to get rid of him and it was wrong and all that, Skip. And so those guys will play.
Okay.
You already know what's going to happen. I give him, you know what, I'm going to be nice, old khaki pants. I say go 7-5.
7-5?
7-5,
Okay,
8-4.
wait, can I have 3 cases on of Diet Mountain Dew right now?
8-4.
Wait, you just went 7-5. You spat it out.
8-4.
Are you already back to
Shannon, go to 7-5. With that schedule, go 7-5. I'll bet you 7-5.
7-5. I got 5 losses. Thank you very much
Can
for
I get
3
some?
cases. Yeah. You got it too. Thank you.
I'm
so
all
I got
in.
5 losses. If they finish with 4 losses or better, I win this bet.
Yes, you win.
Whew, I got this.
Well, they don't have it. Okay.
They're going to start the
got
season
this.
with a loss.
I got this. I got
Come
this.
on, Notre Dame.
So, Jim Harbaugh, what happened 2 years ago at Columbus, Ohio, at the Ohio State University? What happened to Jim Harbaugh's team? It went double overtime, and they eventually lost 30-27. Why did they lose? I'm watching the game, and I was watching that objectively. I didn't have a dog in the fight, as they say. I'm just watching. And there is the most generously outrageous spot I have ever seen. Do you remember that play, J.J. Barrett?
But Skip,
in overtime?
This is on
4th down, and they just gave the game to Urban Meyer. They just gave it.
Also in that game, Skip, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
He threw from his own end zone, which resulted in a pick six.
Hold on.
In that same game.
Wait. It's Wilton Spate at quarterback, and he already had like a bum shoulder. I'm saying, this guy is awful. I know he's now going to start
at UCLA.
But he is awful. He is like, they are playing with one arm tied behind their back with him at quarterback that day, and it went double overtime, and there were 2 outrageous pass interference calls that went against Michigan, and I'm saying they got robbed in this game. That was a big early turning point for Jim Harbaugh's program. So what happened in 2016 and 2017? Jim Harbaugh's defense ranked 2nd one year and 3rd last year. That's pretty great. This defense is loaded. I'm looking at Mel Kiper's, way too early big board that he put up a couple of days ago. It is loaded with Michigan kids on defense, starting with Rashawn Gary, he's got the 3rd overall pick. And then you start looking down at Devin Bush and Chase Winovich and Lavert Hill and Khaleke Hudson. Even the kicker is ranked 2nd in his class. So hey, this team is loaded, and we got Shea Patterson going here.
Yeah.
I watched him at Ole Miss. He can operate. He can move around, and he's got a live arm. He's got a little Baker Mayfield in him. So for the first time ever, Jim Harbaugh has his guy. He's got a guy who can do this.
You know what? I'm looking over there. You got like 7, 8 guys on Mel Kiper, 2 early board.
Yeah.
How many of them offense?
Well,
because we know they can play defense,
right?
But can they score?
Okay, Shea Patterson is ranked the 4th of the underclass quarterbacks on the list. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That means he's going to get drafted. And then the tight end Zach Gentry is 5th among underclassmen, and Ben Bredesen is the offensive guard. He's going to get drafted high. He's 2nd on the list. Okay, so I'm saying there are 3,
win the Big Ten?
but both running backs are back, and most of the offensive line is back.
Are they going to win the
Big Ten? They're going to have to. I already said I got him. Again, he prodded me into this, but I did it because I got the
9
guts.
wins?
I got courage of conviction. I don't got 9 wins. I got national championship.
They're going to win the national championship.
Yeah, that's how far I went the other day. Because Jim Harbaugh is a much better proven all-around football coach than Saint Nick Saban is.
Can you believe he said that?
No, I can't believe he said
what happened
that.
to Nick Saban? Wait. Nick Saban at Miami, he got run out of town after 2 years because he couldn't coach pro football.
He could.
Because they wouldn't buy his baloney that he sells.
Because he didn't have
it's too much baloney. He didn't have a
If the Dolphins medical staff had not flunked Drew Brees and then signed Culpepper,
he would have screwed it up.
But I'm saying,
he's never coached a quarterback in his life.
What about now?
But Jim Harbaugh at San Francisco, they didn't get it done. I don't even understand
Get it done?
No, they didn't.
3 straight.
Did they win a championship?
Hey, did you see the last play of the Super Bowl? Because it was passing.
And Marv Levy went to 4 straight Super Bowls. What did he win? Come on,
Harbaugh should have won this.
It's about winning, Skip.
No.
He hasn't won.
He should have won.
Michigan has never won.
Okay. Think about all the times he had. What did he have? Michigan State beat. Had him beat. All he got to do is punt the ball.
Yep.
Double thud. Doo-doo. Block, return for a touchdown, ball game.
This game at Notre Dame on Saturday evening is going to be a tough one. This is because Notre Dame they're ranked higher than Michigan is. It's pick'em. That's the point spread has gone all the way to pick'em now.
So, well, I got Notre Dame.
So
you got Michigan?
If Michigan loses that game,
can I get a case of
national championship.
Can I get a case of do?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yep.
On that game too?
Yeah. Like it. Who's your quarterback? Do you know?
I don't care.
How about Brandon Wimbush? Do you realize he got yanked in 3 of the last 4 games last year, and he's your starting quarterback?
That's okay.
Good.
That's
I like it.
Or the Irish.
I like it. They're loaded. They got a really good team. So does Michigan. He's got some horses this year. This defense, it well could be the best defense in college football.
Jim Harbaugh is going to wind up like Bo Schembechler at Michigan, which was he was revered, everybody loved him, but he never won a national championship.
You know what? I'm going to make both of you come in here late in the year wearing khaki pants.
That's that right?
Yeah, that's going to be your punishment for this.
I'll come in here this thing with a big old box of Tide and some old St. Nick, that Alabama Invitational, where we would be again.
It's hard not to screw it up when you have the #1 recruiting class 4 years in a row. How do you do that?
Easy. You win and then you go out and recruit the kids.
That's it.
That's how you do it.
That's how you college. That's how you earn your bones. You got to recruit, but you got to get the guys to play. Yeah, you do, Skip.
I'm not sure.
What are you trying to say? What are you hinting at, Skip?
Know.
Is there something we don't know?
4 straight years? I don't know.
What you mean you don't know? What are you trying to imply?
I'm not implying anything.
Yes, you
You're
are.
trying to imply
saying?
Oh, he's talking about 4 straight years? Okay, I can see 1 year. What do you mean, how do you
years?
Look at the football program. If you're a kid in this country, right, and you love college football, and you're looking at Alabama, how in the world would you not say, I don't want to play there?
Did you see the picture that they took last night? Or it was like 11 guys on Washington and Baltimore from Alabama.
Really?
That's why they win. 11 guys on 2 teams.
And they want to be on Nick Saban's TV show, The Shop. So do that.
So Nick Saban coaches the DBs. Tell me a DB who's succeeded in pro football. Are there any? I don't know.
Fitzpatrick about to succeed.
Oh, yeah.
Rob, before we let you go, you got Notre Dame
Collins.
or you got Michigan this weekend?
I got Notre Dame.
I do too.
See?
Way to go.
What?
Good.
Family
I feel
ties.
better than ever.
What, that I picked up?
Yeah.
Rob, thank you so much for joining us.
No mercy.
Kevin Durant won back-to-back titles and was named Finals MVP both times since going to Golden State. But he also has critics who say he joined a team that was already great. Knicks Hall of Famer and TV analyst Walt Frazier can now be considered one of those critics. He was asked if KD's success with the Warriors would affect his rank on the all-time list. Take a listen.
Durant, I mean, as great a player he is, I would still hold back because, man, he joined a team that really didn't need him. He's right there with LeBron, probably will surpass LeBron as the best player in the game soon. But for him doing that, I still don't give him the full credit that he probably would have deserved if he stayed with OKC and won a title with that team.
Can you place him, like, even as talented as he is, like top 10, top 15 player when the career is over? If, like you said, you can't give him full credit for the title, is it hard for you to do that?
Yeah, he's going to be down the list for me because of that, because there will be a asterisk by his name.
Shannon, does Walt Frazier have a point?
No, I can't get down with Walt on this one. Asterisks are for rule breakers. Kevin Durant was a free agent. The Golden State Warriors wanted Kevin Durant. Signed the contract. All is fair. What is happening, Skip, is the old players have a hard time getting their heads around. There was no free agency. They really had no power like these young players have now. It had all started with LeBron James showing that, you know what, y'all can trade us, and it's doing what's in the best interest of the team you're trying to win. So LeBron made it okay. You can be a top player and go set your own course, chart your own course, and not leave it up to a team or not wait till you get your 17th, 18th, 19th year and try to go join a team and hop on the bandwagon and hey, he went to Golden State. Okay. Now, I deem what Kevin Durant did worse than what LeBron did. For LeBron and Kevin Durant to be on equal footing, LeBron would have needed to have joined the Lakers after they had won 2 championships. Because Kevin Durant, that's what he did.
Okay, I'll give you that.
He joined it. He joined Miami Heat. The Miami Heat won 47 games the year before LeBron got there. They got put out in the first round. Kevin Durant joined a team that had gone to back-to-back finals. They had won one, lost one, and they had the 2-time MVP.
Dwayne had led them to a
title. Right, in 2006? I think it was 2005 or 6, yeah. So that would have been apples to apples, Skip. But for me, there's no asterisk by Kevin Durant's name. What he did was fair. He didn't break any rules. Golden State didn't break any rules. The old-timers just have a hard time accepting that this is a different game now, Skip.
So I want to preface everything I say by the fact that I love Clyde Frazier. I love his style. I love his clever commentary on Knicks games. And he does have a from-a-distance point. I get it. It's like an old-school point that he'll never make peace with that. He'll never give in to that. Always an asterisk beside the name of Kevin Durant in his mind. But that's just his mind. But I think he's speaking from a distance without background or perspective. And for the record, you can look it up and check the tape. Not 1 second did I ever criticize Kevin Durant for leaving Russell Westbrook to join that quote-unquote super team.
Well, you said that he would before anybody thought that he would.
I did. And I know for a fact that Kevin concluded, I will never be able to win a championship with Russell as my primary decision maker, because Russell was bringing the ball up the floor, and it was his choice every time up. Am I going to shoot it or am I going to let you shoot it?
Right.
And Kevin just couldn't abide that anymore. He just couldn't live with that. And he thought, okay, I'm entering my 10th year, and I don't want to go down in history as the best player never to win a ring, because he was on track to become that if those two couldn't win together.
Correct.
10th year. So he says, well, I'm going to max my chance to win a ring. I could go there.
Right.
I could join those guys.
Right.
Not only was he joining a team that needed him, they wanted him.
Right.
They were begging him, right? You talk about Draymond calling him from the parking lot. Steph is calling him. They are begging him. They're saying, we need you to take us back over the top. Obviously, they had won before, but they said, we need you now because you are better than we are together. And even Steph, a 2-time MVP, embraced him and said, you are our man now. We will defer to you, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I can't condemn that. And so what has Kevin done? With the weight of the NBA world on his shoulders, because most people did not love this, and he took hellacious criticism, he goes into that first finals against LeBron, and he lived up. Man, he simply... He took over the finals and won the finals MVP. And they won the championship, and then he repeats it.
Right.
They win, and he's the finals MVP. Right. Well, if he keeps on winning, at some point, 4 or 5, I don't know how many championships they're going to win, but they got potential to win that if he stays there.
Yeah, still in their
prime.
At
some point, the asterisk will fade in most people's minds because they'll just say, well, he was the best player on a dynasty, right?
It's kind of like old football players. They can't get how guys come free agents, like the team drafted you and you leave. There was no free agency with Mean Joe because, you know, Skip, the Steelers couldn't keep all those. How you going to keep Mean Joe, Mel Blount, Jack Lambert, Jack Ham, LC, Terry Bradshaw, you got 9 Hall of Famers. You can't pay all of them. But they don't understand because they had no chance at free agency. You could have been 4-time first-team All-Pro and 5 Pro Bowls.
Yep.
They say, well, okay, we'll give you a $10,000 raise. You either accept it or you sit at home on your couch. Now guys like, nah, nope, I'm going somewhere else. They have free agency, and so the older guys, the old-timers, Skip, they have a hard time looking at the rules and the way they are now because there's free agency. Yep. And guys like, they don't show us loyalty. They'll trade us in a minute and say that's business. We're trying to win. So the players are now saying, well, I'm trying to win. I can't win here, but I can win over there. Kevin Durant says, I can't win in OKC, but I can win in Golden State.
Yep.
Yeah, and people are like, dude, they were 79-3. You had them down. Who knows if Kevin beats them, holds on to that 3-1 lead, Skip, and they go, does Kevin make that move then? Even if they lose to Cleveland, does he make that move? Because I know if they win, he's not making that move.
He's not.
So that changed a lot of things. Golden State losing changed the balance of the NBA because I'm not so sure had Kevin, first of all, if Kevin had beaten them when they had them 3-1 in the Western Conference, I don't know if Kevin leaves. And definitely if Golden State wins, does Kevin still come? Because how do they say, well, Kevin, we need you if you won? How do you convince him? At least you can convince him now. He took us down. We had him 3-1 and we couldn't hold him down.
Yep.
At least you convince KD, bro, we need you worse than ever now. We need you bad. But if you win the title, how you say, KD, we need you. Need me for what? You just won 73 games. You started the season 24-0.
That is true. So, did Kevin Durant go along for the ride in Golden State?
No.
He drove
driving.
the car. He's driving,
Yeah.
man. He's the best player on that team.
Absolutely.
Okay? So, I think Walt Frazier's being a little rough on him, right? From a distance. It's like a superficial point. Well, you're out. You're disqualified, right? From being a top 10, 20 all-time player, right?
But, Skip, you got to let the way the game in all sports, these old guys in all sports, man, the way we played it, that's not how we did it. Well, that's how they do it now. Time and people evolve. There's free agency.
So, Alex, we've been having a really pleasant, agreeable conversation here, and I'm about to turn it on its head.
I was waiting for this. I was like, this is way too...
There was one other line
too nice.
that Walt Frazier just kind of threw in, that Kevin will probably pass LeBron soon.
Probably.
Soon?
Yeah, probably.
As the best player today.
Probably.
Well, I think he already did.
You don't think that?
I don't think. I know.
No, Skip, don't do that.
Well, he did. He
No.
was the back-to-back Finals MVP. I think Walt wanted to go there, but because he's already disqualified Kevin, he can't even give him today.
Skip, everybody that comes here, they keep telling you Bron. Everybody. Drake, all right, how about I do it like this here?
You know who comes here? Sinbad wearing a witness sweatshirt.
Man,
Sinbad, what am I supposed to do with that?
Sinbad was dressed like an all-tournament team. He had a witness shirt on, Jordan shorts, had Adidas shoes.
Did he?
Had Reebok socks. All tournament. He had somebody. Everybody go.
Well, he was pleasing everybody. Right?
He was. Skip, stop. Now you know.
I'm not going to stop.
Bron.
I just think he is.
Skip.
He's 7 feet tall.
How about this here? A teammate of Kevin Durant said that LeBron James is the best player in the world.
Who is that?
Draymond in the barbershop.
He's his business partner. They're partners on that show. They're the two executive producers. He's sold out to LeBron James. It's keep your friends close and enemies closer. And LeBron snaked him.
He said
reeled him right in.
He said LeBron came the best player. He knew it 4 years ago. He the best. That's what Draymond said.
You know
now,
what?
if it's a lie, Draymond told it on TV.
They should just let Draymond go.
No,
they don't need him. They don't need him.
Where is this
Let him
coming
go.
from? What is this about?
He's disqualified.
For what?
Well, he wants to be on Team LeBron.
For telling the truth?
Huh? What truth?
He told the truth that LeBron is the best player.
He has to tell the truth. It's LeBron's show, and he's invested in it.
Don't do that.
Huh? He has to say what has to
be said. The man is a teammate.
He does not believe it.
He did. So are you saying he's lying?
I'm saying he's saying what needs to be said for the moment.
No.
Yeah.
He knows it.
What did Kevin Durant think about that quote? 4 years ago, LeBron, you became the man.
Well, KD says he's no longer worried about who's this. He knows he can strap. I mean, he can. KD knows he can go put on gym shoes and go to any gym in America, and he can roll with anybody. His game is like that.
Best pickup player in the world.
Okay, you get that, but the best player, the best basketball player in the world. He might be. No, as a matter of fact, what time is it? He's at Aretha Franklin funeral.
Oh, he's right now?
Yeah. Okay. Old King. That way. Yeah.
But he was where was he? In France?
Yeah.
Yesterday? And the day before he was in
When
China?
you the best, you get to do that.
Oh, really?
Get on one of the most 650s. $73 million big jet. Fly the neighbors. Mbappe.
What's the tour called? I'm not just an
athlete.
athlete. World Tour.
Now, how many basketball players you know in the history of the game had a tour? Wow. Like the Jacksons, like the Beatles, the Eagles. They do tours. Jay-Z and Beyonce right now on tour. Bron is too.
Well, right now Kevin Durant's in some gym shooting. Maybe LeBron should be too.
You seen Bron putting that work in?
Really?
Yeah. I saw him yesterday on the Instagram working out.
Dancing
out?
Too. Does he post his workouts?
Yep. Ripped up, Skip.
Really?
Yeah, he said he's ready to go. Say he lean. Say he like 255 right now.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Somebody in trouble, Skip.
Well,
somebody in trouble.
Never-ending argument.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Alex Curry. Now keep an eye out for the weekend edition of the podcast on Saturday morning, featuring this week's best segments. Undisputed will be back Monday morning at the same time, 9:30 Eastern. Have a great Labor Day weekend, everyone. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.